I had a client who was having a specific health challenge where she went to see a special doctor out of town, and they mentioned that perhaps this ancient substance known as methylene blue could help her with her dealing with the harsh treatments that she was undergoing at the time. MitoBolic Blue first started to help this one person. Since we had access to the substance, I was doing research, and I took about 8 months in order to give it to anybody else. I was taking it along with the original person. To tell a little bit of the backstory, it was the mid 1800s and microscopes were becoming very popular. And at the Charité Hospital in Berlin, Germany, they were trying to study the malaria plasmodium under the microscope. What they found is it was difficult to visualize the field under the microscope without a stain or a dye in order to illuminate better the structures that they were trying to study. But what they found is accidentally it was killing that thing, and they weren't able to study it while it's alive with methylene blue involved. They called it a Haberkugel in German, which means magic bullet. So it's the first time in medical science that they ever called something a magic bullet, meaning that it was able to bypass healthy structures and go straight to the areas of dis-ease. These reactive oxygen, these reactive nitrogen are looking indiscriminately for any substance, any structure close by that they can bond with in order to share electrons. So they indiscriminately take electrons even from healthy, normal structures, which is the problem. So blue comes in and neutralizes those reactive oxygen species at their source because they're all generated in the mitochondria. Going back to the first study published on the safety of methylene blue in 1892, it's in the Indian Medical Gazette, and they were taking roughly the amount of 2 MitoBolic Blue tablets per day for 2 years. And at the end of the study, nobody dropped out of the study. Everybody loved taking it. And that was the first safety study. In the 70s, methylene blue was recognized as generally recognized as safe substance by the United States FDA. The World Health Organization, around in that same time frame, also recommended methylene blue to be an essential medicine, so that all hospitals around the world should always stock some methylene blue in case of cyanide poisoning or carbon monoxide poisoning. They have used methylene blue intravenously at very high doses compared to how we take it orally to stop these conditions. Toxicity is really not an issue, but it's something that has been put into the consciousness in order to make you second guess. And that's the purpose of the videos, to empower you with the information that you need to make your own decisions and live that better, healthy life. So if you think of the mitochondria, everybody knows as the powerhouse of your cell, really think of that powerhouse as taking clean fuel and burning it, basically, combining it with oxygen in order to create the energy in order to power your cells. Common misconception is people have come to just accept that with age, energy declines. And in actuality, what's declining is your density, your efficiency of your mitochondria. There's 4 main cell types in your body, and all of them rely on mitochondria in order to produce their healing substances, but also just to do their day-to-day functions. So all functions of your body happen as a result of mitochondria working, and blue helps mitochondria. So when your mitochondria work better, the cells are able to do their function and keep gradients the way that we want them to. Inside the room, we want to maintain and keep the cool air, and we want to keep the hot air outside. Some of the reaction produces a type of exhaust. Just like in the car, you get the beneficial energy that we want to use in order to power the engine, but then you get a little bit of waste substance that comes out too. The methylene blue takes that waste substance and converts it into useful energy again. So that way, your cells become more energy efficient. We have studies that show it improves your oxygen consumption by 38 to 70%. So one of the best ways to make sure that when you take your first tablet of MitoBolic Blue, that you feel that energy improvement is to go get some exercise. It doesn't have to be anything too complex. Just go for a walk. Just do some work at the desk. It could even be mental activity. It doesn't have to be physical. There's this thing called activity-dependent specificity, where that's the part that makes it Haberkugel. That's the part that makes it the magic bullet. How does the methylene blue know where to go in your body? It's because those areas undergoing oxidative stress will naturally electrochemically attract the blue to it so that it can do that oxygen electron transfer process where it's already there in your system, but when that part is under stress, here I'm stressing it by shaking it, then MitoBolic Blue jumps into action and it's there ready to go to any part of your body. For me here in the office as a clinical practitioner, I like to offer the blue to clients when they first walk in, and then we apply a near infrared laser to different parts of their body where they need to stimulate the healing. Really, I never would have understood the molecular biology, the physics behind how methylene blue works without first knowing about laser. Not everyone can make it here to the Coachella Valley, Palm Desert, or Palm Springs, California. But you do have this huge electromagnetic radiation emitter up in the sky called the sun. So one of my other favorite ways of taking the blue in the morning especially is I'll take it and go outside on the stationary bike and then let the sun hit me, take off my shirt. So you can take in those red light that come in more toward the morning or toward the end of the day. If anything I talked about was interesting to you, please go to mitobolicblue.com and check out more resources. On there, we have the blog section where I have a lot of information, and there's some resource pages to help you find the right studies to look into this for yourself, because I really think that most people will have the same beneficial effect from the first time you take it.